Hi, my name is Lawan Bathnna, and today I want to talk about my unforgettable trip to Sambisa. I know you must be wondering, how did I end up in Sambisa, a place that is being uh, painted with terrorism and insurgency? But come to think of it, Sambisa, some part of Sambisa were uh, a place where people dwelt, had farms where some people they can trace their roots back to those places because we have small villages in that place. But for me, how I got there was because my dad came back from his office in Lagos and he announced to us, the children, that we will follow him to his farm, which was situated in the heart of Sambisa. At first, we were afraid because we will go to the villages, but at the same time, we were happy because we'll have an adventure like of seeing animals and vegetation and all that. So the next day, my dad tossed us into his car and we took heavy blankets and we went through Komdega, Bama, and then we arrived at Goza town. After a short uh, introduction of greeting people in Goza town, we head straight to Bita, which was a place in Sambisa. Uh, Sambisa was something for me that I will never forget. So we head straight, and then my dad assigned us to start picking beans, doing all the things necessary for harvesting crops. And after that, that same day, I can vividly remember my dad said, "Okay, now I will go to town. You guys should stay back and sleep in this farm." I was afraid. We started agitating to him. We were like, "Oh, we can't sleep in the middle of this forest." And he was like, People are sleeping because they were laborers. They are sleep with them, have a test of an experience in that place, and then tomorrow I'll come and see you guys." He said that without any, he didn't think twice. We thought he was joking, but when we saw his car zoomed off, we knew that it was a reality. So we slept through the night, but it was hard for us to sleep because we had a lot of animals who were crying. And when we asked the laborers who were there, they said, "Oh, this is baboon. Oh, this is the cry of this and that." We were afraid, but I remember I slept around 4 o'clock in the morning because we were afraid of thinking that these animals are going to come and harm us in one way or the other. But then the next day, my dad came back and then he said, "Okay, I want you to have an experience of what people go through, how they farm, and what it takes." And then for the next couple few days, like 3 4 days, we were going back to town, which is in Goza, and then we'll go and help with the harvesting of crops, and then we go back. It was an amazing adventure. I will never forget. It was an amazing thing. Um, so that was before the insurgency. Fast forward 7 years, 6 7 8 years after that, uh, everything my dad couldn't farm again in that place because of the insurgency, and he was relocated back to Abuja. And I remember I went with my dad in the outskirts of Abuja because my dad loves farming so much. He still had to go and get some land, and start all over again. The farming system was in his blood. And then one day I escorted him. He was driving, and fortunately, the people who were around that his farm in the outskirts of Abuja were people who left Goza. Most of the people were IDPs from Goza, and they were farming also. So my dad helped them with his farm, and then he was also farming. And then one thing I will never forget that struck into my system was that my dad said, if you hear their stories, you really will really pity them because they went through a lot running and trying to survive, but and then he told me one thing. He said he wished that he is going to write a book and call it Orphans of Sambisa because of their stories, their resilience, and their perseverance. That day I caught something and I was like, wow, this is something that I could do about it, because I heard the stories and it was really, really touching. So I decided to the next year, after 1 or 2 years, I told my dad, I want to go and volunteer in Borno State, because their stories was still coming back to my mind. I said, I really need to go and do something. And my dad was gracious enough and he gave me the permission. He said, okay, fine, you can go. So I came back, and I landed in Maiduguri, and he took me to one of his friends, in the person of barrister DZ Mustafa, Future Prowess Foundation, and I volunteered there for about a year. I was happy, but I was not satisfied. I said, okay, it's time to go to Goza now, a place that I was there before. And I went back there, and I still gave my 1 year again. I went to Goza and I volunteered for 1 year. And then after that, I had a lot of stories. I did my own part. I contributed my own part. And after that, I was doing my project in Peace and Conflict Studies. And my project was on the insurgency and conflict transformation in Goza, because of their stories, because of their perseverance, and what is happening over there. One thing stuck with me. The thing that really stuck with me is that there's power in transformation. So there's so much that I would love to talk about my volunteering and my experiences and the things I saw and the things I think should be better, because I did my project in transformation and insurgency in Goza. But that will be in my next episode. Thank you and God bless. This is Lawan Bathnna. Peace.